Yes, anyone have a problem for physical lectures except the people who want a hostel because they can't actually they cannot do up down from their own city, sorry, from their village. So I think the people which are living in the city itself should not have a problem to attain this, right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us go for the next. I think we have seen the kinetic energy and potential energy of a function, sorry, of one example which we have seen in the last lecture, that is, let me write down that T, total kinetic energy T is equals to, we have values of T1 and T2. Okay. What was our example? Can anyone repeat if you have seen the video lecture on YouTube? What was our example?
Uh, particle on the table, two masses on table,
Actually,
with
we are having two
string,
masses which are connected through a string.
string,
Right, this is a mass M1, M2, both are connected through a string, and there is a hole on the table. From that, we are going to put the second mass, and this is what a radius R, or we can say R, which is a distance from origin. Okay, and this is an angle theta, which is made by a mass M1 in the positive direction of x axis. This is our y axis. Okay, so as it is on the table itself, so we are going to use our only x and y coordinate. That means how many generalized coordinate we have, r theta, or we can say it is x and y. Simply x and y or r and theta are sufficient to describe the position of a particle. Okay, for position of a particle m1 we need both r and theta, but for position of m2, if r is known to you, you can do the next thing by using L minus R. What is L? L is the length of the total string. And what is L minus R? This is from this whole to mass M2. Right? I think there is no need to repeat the things because if you want, you can go back to YouTube and you can see the lecture, right? Two masses connected by string by r is a distance of mass m1 from origin, theta is an angle made by that, and m2 is another particle of a mass m2, and then l minus r is a distance of that m2 from the table, and r and theta are sufficient to describe the position of a particle. So these things we have already seen. Right. Now, the new Lagrangian function in this case we are going to construct is t minus v. So let me write down the value of t is, we'll write down this is 1 by 2. Okay, so what we have is 1 by 2 r dot square m1 plus m2 plus 1 upon 2 m1 r square theta dot square plus, sorry, plus, it should not be plus, it is minus, value of v is m2g r minus l. I hope you remember why v1 is 0. Why v1 is 0? Because there is no height for a first particle m1. Okay, what is the height of second particle? This much, the distance which we are covering is called a height of a second particle L minus R, right? So if you are clear with the Lagrangian L, what we have to do on the next? Can anyone tell me what is the next step? झोपलेत का
find
दुपारचे?
Lagrange's equation in two generalized coordinates.
Ah, right. So what is our Lagrange's equation of motion? B by dt of dou L by dou qj dot minus dou L by dou qj is equals to 0, right? Where j equals to 1 or 2, right? What are our q1, q2 now here? In this case, we can say it is nothing but r and theta, right? So in this case, we have the generalized coordinates are r and theta. Now we have to write down the equation for j equal to 1. For j equal to 1, we are reduced to q1, which is nothing but r. So let me write down that equation d by dt of dou L by dou R dot minus dou L by dou R is equal to 0. What is our second equation for j equal to 2? We have d by dt of dou L by dou theta dot minus dou L by dou theta is equal to 0. What we have to do? We have to simply solve these two equations in such a way that we'll get the solution, right? For that, what we have to do is simply we have to find out the derivative of L with respect to R and R, sorry, L with respect to R and R dot theta and theta dot. And you have to just put up the values of those derivative. Okay, let me keep d by dt as it is. We have to find out the derivative to r dot. There is only one term with r dot in L. That is first term. There is no term of r dot in the second term as well as there is no term of r dot in the third term. So what we remains is only first term is with r dot in the value of L. So we are going to differentiate and that will be 2 r dot. 2 get cancelled. We remains with r dot into m1 plus m2. That we will keep in the bracket. Now derivative of L with respect to r, that we have in the first term there is no term of r, so derivative will be 0. What we remains is second and third term, right? For that, let me write down this. If we are going to differentiate with respect to r, this 2 get cancelled and v remains with m1. 2 times r 2 get cancelled, r, and this theta square as it is, this minus minus we are going to have plus sign, okay? Or you may have this as we'll keep them at minus only so that we can evaluate the next term. If you want to evaluate the derivative of the third term with respect to r, it will be simply m2g. Derivative of r with respect to r will be 1. L is a constant term. Derivative of L will be 0, m2gl. All three are constant, right? So we have these terms. So let me close the bracket which is equal to 0. In the very similar way, we'll evaluate the second term, right? L with respect to theta dot. How many terms are there in with respect, how many terms are there in L with having theta dot? So first term, there is no any term of theta dot, that will be 0 plus 2 get cancelled. So we will have, this will be m1 r square as it is 2 theta dot, because derivative of L with respect to theta dot is here theta dot square. So it will be 2 theta dot, that will get cancelled. V remains with only theta dot. Right. Again, there is no term of theta dot in the third term, that is also 0. Now let me ask you whether there is a term of theta with, in L.
No, ma'am.
No, that is also 0. So V remains with this equation. So now we have to solve these two equations in such a way that we get the equation of a motion of this example. Okay. So what we have to do now, what will be the first equation? Now if we are going to have m1 and m2 are nothing but constant, so we can take it outside. M1 plus m2, derivative of r dot with respect to t, that will be r double dot, right? Which is equals to, we can write it as m1 r theta dot square minus m2g. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us go for the next one. Here we have m1 uh, r square theta dot, and derivative of this term we have to evaluate, which is equals to 0. Now if you want to evaluate the derivative, I hope you are knowing that we have two terms here, r and theta. If you want to evaluate the derivative, you have to evaluate it with respect to r as well as with respect to theta. So it is somewhat complicated, right? Because first we have to differentiate with respect to r, then we have to differentiate with respect to theta dot. Now we have to solve these two equations in such a way that we'll get the solution very easily. For that, what we will do is we'll integrate this equation with respect to t. So what will be the resultant integration derivative? Both get cancelled. We remains with only this term m1 r square theta dot is equal to some constant term say c1, or we can call it as some constant say h or anything else. Okay. To have a simplification, or you want to, if you want to make it look better, so we can make it as h, right? So what we have is, in this case, theta dot is equal to, we have the value is h upon m1 r square. So this value of theta dot I have to put in the this equation so that we can reduce it, right? As m1 plus m2 is non-zero sum, so we can divide it by m1 plus m2, right? If we are going to divide by m1 plus m2, we get the equation r1 double dot, or we'll write it first m1 plus m2 as it is, and then first we will substitute the value of theta dot square. What is the value of theta dot square is h raised to 2. Here m1 square r raised to 4, as it is a square, minus m2g. Right. So here this r with this m1 will get cancelled with this m1. So will resultant will have r double dot m1 plus m2 is equals to h square r divided by m1 r, r already we have cancelled out, so we will write down this h square divided by m1 r cube minus m2g, right? What we can say is, which is second order equation. Now if you want to keep it like this only, you can keep it, or in, unless otherwise, if you want to write down the equation of a motion, we can say this is second order equation of a motion, and if you want to integrate, you can integrate and you can find out the equation in terms of r dot, right? Okay, so for that we can integrate and we can solve this equation. Okay. Okay, for that, I will keep it for homework yourself. You have to integrate and you have to tell me the answer for that. Right? Because it is somewhat adjustable. Because if you want to integrate, what you have to do is, first, if you want to integrate, it is m1 plus m2 as it is. Correct? So here it will be r double dot, and if you want to integrate with respect to t, it is dt is equals to, here is a term h square divided by m1 r cube. Integration is again with respect to t, minus mass and gravitational acceleration both are constant. There is no problem for this term. You have some problem. Actually, it is not problem. You have to do some adjustment so that you can find out the integration of this term. Right. So for that, I will for you people. Otherwise, I'm going to share the notes. At that time, you will get the answer for this question. Right. So let us go for the next one. That means we have to show that the Lagrange's equations of motion can be written as. Okay. Next example is, or next question is, show that the Lagrange's equation of motion. Show that Lagrange's equations of motion. Why we say equations of motion? If we are writing only one equation, दिसता ना एक दिसतंय ना तो इक्वेशन d by dt of dou L by dou qj dot minus dou L by dou qj is equals to 0. Then why we say Lagrange's equations of motion? Can anyone answer this question? It is not related to mathematics actually. रिलेटेड आहे का नाही मॅथमॅटिक्सशी हे क्वेश्चन? So that Lagrange's equations of motion can be written as d dou t by dou qj dot minus dou t by dou qj is equal to qj. This is our original equation. Can be written as Okay, we have to show this one. Dou t dot by dou qj dot minus 2 times dou t by dou qj is equal to qj. Okay. How we say equations of motion? What is the reason behind this? Hmm. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Yes, why we say Lagrange's equations of motion instead of saying Lagrange's equation?
Ma'am, Lagrange's L is in terms of T and V. So there are two uh, energies. So
Actually, it is for conservative system. Here, this is the equation for conservative system. But what is our original Lagrange's equation of motion? This is our original Lagrange's equation of motion. Okay. What is our question? Lagrange's equation of motion can be written as. We have to show this part. What is my question? Why we say Lagrange's equations of motion if we have only single equation? इथे तर नाही आहे ना एल, इथे तर टीच आहे, तरी पण आपण इक्वेशन्स ऑफ मोशन का म्हणतो? While I am teaching, whether you don't have this question. Okay. Do you remember what is the J running for? J runs from 1 to up to n. हे आठवतात का?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. If j is running for 1 to up to n, so if I put the value of j equal to 1, we get one equation. For j equal to t, we will get second equation. For j equal to n, we get n equations. So how many equations we have?
N equations.
So that's why we say for different values of j, we are getting different equation. So hence we say it is Lagrange's equations of motion. Okay. The last example also for different values of j, we have different equation now with respect to r, with respect to theta. So how many equation we have solved in the last example? We have two equation, right? So two Lagrange's equations of motion we have solved. One is with respect to r, one is with respect to theta, right? Now what is our aim to show that the same Lagrange's equation of motion we have derived can be written in the form dou t dot by dou qj dot e minus dou t by dou qj is equals to qj, right? So we have to show this term. So for that, first we'll go for the first equation. That means what we need in this is first we should know what is t. What is t? Actually, we have t will be in terms of qj, qj dot and t. Correct? That is generalized coordinate, generalized velocity and t. That is total kinetic energy t is a function of generalized coordinate, generalized velocity and time t. If this is a function of all these three terms, so what we have to do is actually first we'll find out what is the value of a t dot, right? Because we want the value of this term dou t dot by dou qj dot, and we want the value of this term dou t by dt of dou t by dou qj dot, right? Here both are equal, so no need to find. Even dou t by dou qj dou qj can also be adjusted, right? So what is the difference in this equation? Qj is same. Here we have to just find out what is the difference between these terms d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot, and here it is dt dot by uh, dou qj dot. Dou t dot by dou qj dot, and here the dou t by dou qj, here it is 2 times. Okay. Is the idea clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for that, first we'll find out the value of a t dot. What is the meaning of t dot? We have to differentiate t with respect to small time t, right? So for that, what we have to do is actually first, as t is a function of qj, qj is a function of t, so we have to use a chain rule and partial derivative here. For that, let me have, as already j is used, so let me use some another parameter k. So we will differentiate and we'll find out dou t by dou qk. This will be dou t by dou qk into qk dot. Now how this term comes for that? Let me evaluate this, right? We want to evaluate this term. So what you have to do is actually t is equals to, right? T of, this is qj is nothing but q1, q2 up to qn. Next is q1 dot, q2 dot, and up to so on qn dot t. Right? And if you want to differentiate this term, what you have to do? First, you have to differentiate t with respect to q1, then you have to differentiate q1 with respect to t. T is a function of q1, q1 is a function of t, so hence you have to first differentiate t with respect to q1, q1 directly with respect to t, because again we are not having again more chain rule. So here we are going to use a chain rule. So what is the next term? We have the next term is dou t by dou q2 and derivative of q2 with respect to t plus up to so on. So what will be the term? If your next last term will be dou t by dou qn and derivative of qn with respect to t plus what we have the next term dou t by dou q1 dot and derivative of q1 with respect to t. Right? So in this way we have to evaluate the derivative. So what will be this term? This term I can write in terms of a summation. What will be the value of this term in this form of summation? Summation over k dou t by dou qk into qk dot. What is the value of q1 with respect to t? That I can write it as q1 dot. q2 with respect to t, that will be q2 dot, and in general. So hence value of this term we have written in the form of a summation only. Right? So this will be summation over k dou t by dou qk into qk dot. Okay. Are you getting this chain rule?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we have to do for the next term, you have to evaluate the derivative of this q1 dot, q2 dot, and so on. So very similar way we have to do the same procedure dou t by dou q2 dot into derivative of q2 with respect q2 dot with respect to t. So similarly this term also we will get, right? So for that let me write down this term here only. So this will be with summation over k dou t by dou qj dot into qj double dot. Why it is qj double dot? Because already we have q1 dot. Okay, q1 dot derivative with respect to t, that will be q1 double dot. Derivative q2 dot with respect to t, that will be q2 double dot. Okay, so plus what is the last term we are remaining with? Derivative of t with respect to t, that will keep as it is, derivative of t with respect to t. Okay. So this is what a value of a t dot we have found. So what we need actually in this is we want the value of a t dot with respect to qj dot, and we want the value of a d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot, right? So first we will differentiate t dot with respect to qj dot. So as we get the value of a t dot, let me write down the value of dou t dot by dou qj dot. Okay, first we will evaluate the value of dou t dot by dou qj dot. Okay, so for evaluating the value of dou t dot by dou qj dot, okay, again here if you remember we have to now differentiate this t dot, this whole term we have to differentiate with respect to qj dot. Qk dot and qj dot are very similar, but what is the difference? There is a difference of a parameter, right? So first we have to check how many terms are there which involve the qj dot. Okay. So here we have these two terms. But what about the last term? Last term derivative of t with qj dot, that will be 0. 0 येणार का? Last term
Yes, ma'am.
म्हणजे सगळे झोपलेले आहेत. Right. But we have a function t, first equation capital T is function of qj dot and t. And if you are going to differentiate capital T with respect to small t, what we have actually we are having a function capital T is a function of qj dot and t. So if it is a function of qj dot and t, and I am simply differentiating capital T with respect to t, so there will involve qj and qj dot. No, so just like f is a function of x, y square and t, right? And if you are going to differentiate f with respect to t, what will be dou f by dou t? It is simply xy square. So it is very similar here, dou t by dou t. So it will be function of x and y. So here also it will be a function of qj and qj dot. So if dou t by dou capital T by dou small t is a function of a qj and qj dot. So here we can have this will be a function of a qj dot, right? So let me evaluate the term. The first term we are going to evaluate, that will be equal to, that is, the first term we will evaluate summation over k, right? So we have to differentiate with respect to qj dot, so that we will write down. Actually, now again the same question, as t is a function of qj dot and t, and we are going to differentiate t with respect to qk. That is, we are going to differentiate with respect to the first variable, that is qj. If we are going to differentiate t with respect to qj, there the this whole term will be again a function of qj dot and t, correct? If you are going to differentiate this function f with respect to y, the resultant function dou f by dou y will be a function of x, y, t.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Okay, so here also, if you are going to differentiate t with respect to qk, again it will be some function of qj dot and t. So for that, we have to now use a u into v rule. Here, this is also function of qj dot. This is also function of qj dot. Both are function of qj dot. So first, we'll write down this as dou 2 t by dou qj dot into qk. This term as it is. This qk dot is also as it is, correct? So next what we have to evaluate the plus, right? What is the next term? We have to keep dou t by dou qk as it is. Okay, first term will keep as it is. Now we will evaluate the derivative of qk dot with respect to qj dot, right? So first we have evaluated the derivative of first term. In the very similar way, we have to evaluate the derivative of a second term, right? So while evaluating the derivative of second term, as I told you that p is a function of qj dot and t. And if you are going to differentiate capital T with respect to qj dot, again this whole resultant term. What is the resultant term? Dou t by dou qj dot will be again a function of qj dot and t. Okay, if it is a function of qj dot and t. Now, can anyone tell me whether qj double dot is a function of qj dot, because here we are differentiating with respect to qj dot. And what is the term here? It is qj double dot. Can anyone say whether qj double dot will be a function of qj dot? Acceleration हे velocityचा function असतो का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Acceleration हे velocity पर dependent आहे का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, whether qj double dot will be a function of qj dot.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what we have is actually uh, qj is a function of simply qj and t. Correct? Actually, this is the term. Qj is a function of qj and t. Generalized coordinate is a function of in terms of generalized coordinate and time t. Correct? So if we want to evaluate qj dot, Next, we will evaluate qj double dot, right? So whether this qj double dot will be depending on qj dot, think carefully and then answer it. And if you want to answer, you should give the reason also. Okay, let us go with this example only, right? So first, suppose you have found the value of f dot. Okay, f dot means with respect to t we are going to define. Okay, this will be f dot. What will be f double dot? It will be 0. Whether this f double dot is depending on f dot?
No, ma'am.
Whether f double dot is a function of f dot, or rather can we say f double dot can be written as, say, some function psi of f dot. Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
So that's why we can say in this we have to evaluate the derivative of this t dot with respect to qj dot. At that time these two are function of qj dot, because here is also qj dot, this function is also involving qj dot. But here this only dou t by dou qj dot will be a function of qj dot, since t is a function of all these three. But qj double dot is not a function of a qj dot. So hence, first we will evaluate the derivative of this term only, right? Let me write down the derivative of the term. That we will write down, it is equals plus the summation as it is, summation over k, dou 2t by dou qj dot and qk dot, right? We have this term only, na? Dou qj dot and dou qk dot. Both term we have written, and here it is. What is the term? Qk double dot will be as it is, treated as a constant. Like next, last term will be what we have a last term here. It was t, na, with respect to small t. Now we are differentiating with respect to qj dot. Okay. So first we have found the value of t dot, derivative of a t dot with respect to qj dot. Now let me evaluate the term. Now we have to evaluate this term. Can anyone see what will be the value of this term? Here we have dou qk dot and here we have dou qj dot, right? So actually we are differentiating qk dot with respect to qj dot, right? So if you want to evaluate the value of this term, let me evaluate this very finely. So let me have this. Here we have qk dot with respect to qj dot, right? What will be this term? It will be just like dou q1 dot with respect to, first we'll keep k equal to 1, right? Then we will vary the value of a j. So it will be q1 dot plus, what is the next term? It will be, next term is q1, as we have fixed out, we will evaluate the value with respect to j. So it will be q2 dot plus up to so on, right? So in this way, as summation is depending on both, so hence I am writing the plus sign. So what will be the value of dou q1 dot with respect to q1 dot? Can we say, can you say the value of first term here? What is the value of q1 dot with respect to q1 dot? What is the derivative of x with respect to x?
1.
1.
What is the derivative of x1 with x with respect to y? Partial derivative.
X dot.
Derivative of partial derivative of x with respect to y. I am saying
0, ma'am.
derivative will be 0, na? Evaluating the partial derivative, what you do, we are treating the first variable will keep as it is, we'll evaluate the second variable. So at that time it will be 0, right? So in this way, this term, whatever we have, dou qk dot by dou qj dot, because summation j and k are written. So here first we have found with respect to k equal to 1. Similarly, we can find for k equal to 2 and run the summation for j. Okay. So firstly, we have found the 1. Okay. Similarly, in the second term also we will find out somewhere the first term is 0. What will be the second term is q2 dot with respect to q2 dot. So this term will be 1. All other terms will be again 0. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this way, we have to evaluate this term, and actually we'll have very smaller notation for this term that we will say delta kj, as k and j both parameter we are using here. So that's why this equation we are going to use it as delta kj. So what is the value of delta kj? We'll say it is equals to 1, right? It is equal to 1 when both values are 1. That we can say k equal to j, equal to 1 when k equal to j, and t equal to 0 if k is not equals to j. Is it understood?
Yes, ma'am.
See here, q1 derivative of q1 with respect to q1, at that time it will be 1, otherwise it is 0. Here also q2 dot with respect to q2 dot, again what is the next term, q3 dot with respect to q3 dot, it will be 1, all others are 0, right? So for that, let me evaluate what is the value of this term. After using this delta kj, we have dou t dot by dou qj dot. What is the term? It is equals to summation over k dou 2t by dou qj dot into dou qk into qk dot. Yes, so this is denominator is for everyone. Here we have it is qk dot plus next term it is equals to dou t by dou qk only. Because if you run the summation, what we get for the second term? After running the summation, we get the value either equal to 1 or 0. So 1 either equal to 1 or 0 after running the summation. Hence summation will evaluate and we have dou t by dou qk. Plus what is the next term? Summation over k dou 2t by dou qk dot into dou qj dot into qk double dot. Plus what is the last term we remains with dou 2t by dou qj dot into dou t, right? So this is a term we are getting. Okay. So now we have evaluated only the value of dou t dot by dou qj dot. What is the next term we have to evaluate from this equation? Right. So we have evaluated the value of this term. So let me evaluate next. We have to evaluate the value of d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. Okay. Let us evaluate the next term. Okay, what is the next term we have to evaluate? Dou t by dou d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. So this term actually we need, we'll name it as some equation number 3 actually, as such it is in my notes. So what is our aim to find out now? T by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. We have to find out the value of this term. So to have a simplification, we'll rename x is equals to dou t by dou qj dot. We'll rename x is equals to dou t by dou qj dot. What is t? Actually, t is a function of qj dot and t, right? So what will be dou t by dou qj dot, or rather we can say x. So x will also be a function of qj dot and t, correct? Just like an
Yes,
example of f is equal to x by t square. If you are going to differentiate at least with respect to one term, no doubt other terms will be present. Huh? If suppose a function is like this, f is equal to x square, y square, t square. If you are going to differentiate with respect to t, that will be dou f by dou t is equal to 2 times x square, y square, t. So again dou f by dou t is a function of x, y and t. So hence, if you are going to differentiate, x will be again a function of qj dot and t. Okay. So what we have to find out actually, if this is x, so we will find out the value of d by dt of x. Okay, x under condition x is a function of qj dot and t. So I am not going to evaluate the next term again. If you are going to have what will be the derivative? It will be dou x. Okay, it will be dou x by dou qj, and derivative of qj with respect to t, because here we are differentiating with respect to qj, so hence it will be, as j is already used, we'll use a k, so it will be dou x by dou qk into qk dot. As we are evaluating the derivative with respect to t, so derivative of x with respect to qk and derivative of qk with respect to t, just like we have evaluated here. If you have a problem, you can go back and you can see here. Derivative of t with respect to q1, q1 with respect to t. Here also we have evaluated derivative of x with respect to qk and derivative of qk with respect to t. As we are evaluating derivative of x with respect to t, and x is a function of qj dot and t. Plus, what is the next term we have is actually summation over k, derivative of x with respect to qk dot and qk dot with respect to t, that will be qk double dot, plus what is the next term last, dou x by dou. Now let us substitute simply value of x. What is the value of x? Dou t by dou qj dot. So after putting the value, let me write down the next term. What is the value of t here? T by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. Okay, this is the value of x. So let us substitute the value of x here. Summation over k, that will be dou 2t by dou qk as it is, qj dot. Here we have substituted a value of x, and this qk dot as it is, plus summation over k as it is, dou 2, as value of t we have to substitute, it is sorry, x we have to substitute dou t by dou qj dot, that will be t with respect to qj dot first, or here qk dot is there also, qk dot here, and this qj dot we have written, and qk double dot as it is, plus dou 2 t by dou t as it is, derivative, what is the value of x here, dou 2 dou t by dou qj dot. Okay, so this term we have evaluated, two terms we have found the values. So for that, let me rename this as equation number 4, right? Subtracting equation 4 from 3. Okay, what is our equation number 3? This is our equation number 3. Okay, so to have a simplification, we are going to subtract equation 4 from 3. This is equation 4 and this is our equation number 3. And if you see, many terms are same. First term is same, even also second term is also same. Rather third term is same. So we remains with only this term, right? Because first, third and fourth term are same from equation 3, and we will remain with only one term. What is that term? Dou t by dou qk. Okay, let me have this. First term, if you can see, first term is same. Even second term is not same, but third term is exactly same as here. And what is the last term? Dou 2t by dou qj dot dou t. And here also dou 2t by dou qj dot and dou t. Okay. So let me write down subtracting equation 4 from 3. Or we can write it as equation number 3 minus equation number 4. So for that, we can write it as dou t dot by dou qj dot minus d by dt of dou 3 by dou qj dot is equal to, what is a term extra remaining here is only the term from equation 3, the second term dou T by dou Qk. Okay, so here we can write dou T by dou Qk, or we can write it as dou T by dou Qj also. Because as J is a common term using here, J and K are simply parameter which have the same values 1, 2, 3 up to n. Okay. But to have a, while calculating, we are using different term, because if you see here, we have evaluated the derivative here, q1 dot q2 dot as j and k we are using, hence we can evaluate very easily. So hence let us evaluate this and we get this equation, right? So let me write down this as minus dou t by dou qj. Right, what I have done, this term dou t by dou qj, here I have taken. In this term I will keep here, this will be d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. Okay, so this term we have got. Now what is our actual Lagrange's equations of motion? Let me keep it in the bracket. Let me give it as equation say number 5. What is our actual equation of Lagrange's equation of a motion? We have the equation is d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot minus dou t by dou qj is equal to qj. This is our actual equation. Now what we will do, we will substitute the value of this term from equation 5 in this term, right? Value of this term is this whole term, right? So this we will keep dou t dot by dou qj dot minus dou t by dou qj, right? So value of this term we have substituted from equation 5, and this term we will keep it as it is, dou t by dou qj is equals to qj. So let me have the simplification. This is dou t dot by dou qj dot minus, this is dou t by dou qj, this is also dou t by dou qj. We can write it as 2 times dou t by dou qj is equals to capital qj, and hence the proof. हेच होता ना प्रूफ करायचं आपल्याला.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what another form of Lagrange's equations of motion. What is actual form is d by dt of, okay, here we have, this is what our actual form, right? And this is our the form that we have derived. Okay. So what is our procedure in this example or in this show that or in this proof is, actually what we have to do is, we want to prove that the Lagrange's equations of motion can be written as. So for that, first we have t is a function of qj dot and t, because generalized kinetic energy is a function of generalized coordinate, generalized velocity, and time t, all the functions. So for that, what you have to do is, first you have to differentiate t with respect to t itself. That we have to find out t dot, right? And then we have to find out the next term. Okay. So after finding all those next terms, that is dou t dot by dou qj dot. What we have done, simply we have found the value of dou t dot by dou qj dot. Next we have found the value of d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot. After finding all these values, what we have done, we have just subtracted equation number 3 and equation 4 from 3, and then we have got the result, and just use our original equation and just put up the value of d by dt of dou t by dou qj dot, and you will get the result. Okay, is the idea clear?
Yes, ma'am.
For that, let me go for the next one that we have to actually time move. You can join the next lecture now. The sir will take the next lecture. Thank you, everyone. You can leave the meeting. Still 5 students are there. You can leave the meeting and you can join the next meeting. मेघा काळे, प्रीती पवार, सबिहा बागवान.
हॅलो.
हा बोला.
हा मॅम, माझं ना सेमिनार आहे डेरिव्हेटिव्हवर.
हा.
त्यासाठी ना मी ते जॉमेट्रिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतलं होतं. आणखीन काय की होतं, इंट्रोडक्शन, डेफिनेशन आणि जॉमेट्रिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ते घेतलं होतं स्लोपचं. मग त्यामध्ये आणखीन मॅम
रेट ऑफ चेंज का म्हणतो आपण डेरिव्हेटिव्हला? कधी रेट ऑफ चेंज काढतो? मी एक्झाम्पल 2दा सांगितलं ना, y इज इक्वल टू एक्स स्क्वेअर 2 टाइम्स x. म्हणजे काय सांगतो डेरिव्हेटिव्ह? हे तुमचं दुप्पट वाढतो ना. 2x मीन्स इट इज ट्वाइस द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ x.
हा.
Means derivative is twice the value of x. Why this is so? You have to explain.
ओके ओके
Okay.
ओके सर, थँक्यू.
Preeti Pawar left the meeting.